We were so hopeful 30 years ago that what we were to get was going to be completely different to what we had had. And sadly, with each passing year, the reality that not much has changed, the hope that young people have for a future seems to have evaporated.
We cannot go into budget tomorrow and get more cuts in terms of higher education.
I cannot stay in a country that doesn't align with my own abilities and my own dreams.
When politicians say we are cutting the health budget, what they are saying is that we are cutting your lives.
Tomorrow is budget day, and today was our day of mobilizing all our forces to come together in a movement of resistance to budget cuts, tax relief for the rich, and just an assault on poor people that's been undertaken by our government.
As we all sit here today and await the minister to table the budget tomorrow, we are doing it on a day when Statistics South Africa has just released the latest statistics, and again we are reminded that unemployment in this country is a crisis. It's a crisis that particularly affects young people and affects women. Young people across the country are protesting. Young people across the country are trying to make their grievances heard in terms of their dissatisfaction with NSFAS, the higher education sector, and also in particular to housing issues and historical debt.
We study in schools that do not have a good sanitation. We're talking about schools that children go long miles without having transport.
The issue of austerity is about explaining how the impoverishment, how is rooted in the problems of our budget and the budget injustice.
The consequence of what we are reaping now is because they adopted a neoliberal policy that shifted the government's investment in social services in favor of those services to be provided by the private sector. That is why you can see medical facilities in our country, private medical facilities, are making more money than mines.
In 2023-2024, this country experienced the most severe cuts in the health budget since 1994, since the beginning of democracy. I am tired of systems being broken down and having to build them up because somewhere something has happened geopolitically, and our country has a problem with its budget. And they cut health, they cut education, they cut basic social services. Health is a human right. It is protected and enshrined in our Constitution. When we say we protect the right to health, we have to say we protect the health budget at the same time.
If we don't stand together now in solidarity to defend the social wage, to defend our societies, the very fabric and fundamentals of how people live, then we are going to be steamrolled.
We don't know who they talk to when they're doing the budget. They're certainly not talking to us. Because if they were talking to us, there'll be more money for schools, there'll be more money for public transport, there'll be more money for all government services.
Government must tax the rich. That's where it starts. Allocate enough resources to food production, to drive down the cost of living in our country, because the people cannot afford life and basic necessities. The government must reprioritize its budgeting to social services.
That's why we chose to be here today, where we were going to hand over 100,000 petitions to the Ministers of Finance. Of course, they didn't come. The struggle continues, and we'll take this campaign further.